Welcome to Grobnik in Croatia for the 7th round of the NASCAR Wheel in Euro Series EuroNASCAR 2 division. This beautiful circuit set in the hills just outside of Riga was built in just 2 months in the 1970s, and when it was the former Yugoslavia, it played host to the World Motorcycle Championships. What's happened so far this season? Well, we opened up our racing at Circuit Ricardo Tormo in Spain, where the main championship battles were already starting to form. Vittorio Garelli going wheel to wheel with Martin Dubek, but it would be the Czech driver Martin Dubek that would claim back-to-back wins in the opening races of the season. On to the UK and Brands Hatch next, where it was Advait Deodar that was looking to try and head towards victory lane for the first ever time in his career. He managed to do so, becoming the first Indian in NASCAR to claim a win. In the second race of the weekend, again, it was Advait Deodar that was looking to bring the fight to the number 50 car of Tobias Dauenhauer, whilst Martin Dubek was getting tangled up and spun his way down through the order. It would be Tobias Dauenhauer, though, that would come through to claim the win in the second of the 2 races at Brands Hatch. That would further strengthen his lead in the championship. On to Most in the Czech Republic next, in what were changeable conditions over the course of the weekend. The drivers having to work overtime to tame the power of the V8 monsters. It would be, though, Tobias Dauenhauer that would go back towards victory lane, claiming his first victory of the weekend in fine style on a drying track. In the second race of the weekend, Tobias Dauenhauer would find himself alongside Pierluigi Veronese when the lights went out. Veronese settling in with a good squabble between himself and Advait Deodar in the early stages of the race. However, there was going to be contact between the pair of them. That would put both Pierluigi Veronese and Advait Deodar out of the race and leave Tobias Dauenhauer with a handsome lead as he would head towards the checkered flag and a second victory of the weekend in the Czech Republic at Most. He leads the championship on 224 points coming into this weekend from Martin Dubek in second place, Vladimir Choitsis in third. EuroNASCAR 2 is for the young and the amateur drivers. They will have 2 races over the course of this weekend. Well, the teams are preparing the cars ahead of the qualification sessions of the first race of the weekend. As for the Grobnik circuit, well, it's 4.1 kilometres or 2.5 miles, 18 corners for the drivers to try and get used to. And for the EuroNASCAR 2 drivers, in sunny conditions here, they will have 14 laps of racing to look forward to. In qualifying, it was championship leader Tobias Dauenhauer that put the number 50 Ford onto pole position.
Oh, it was a tough qualifying for us, for the whole team. We had braking problems also. Vittorio had it in his qualifying, and we saw that the brakes in front was completely gone, and we changed the brakes in the front. The team did an amazing job, and I had 2 or 3 laps at the end and was able to put 2 laps on the circuit and reached P1. So I'm happy. The team, like I said, did an amazing job, and best position for the race, and I'm looking forward.
I'm sure all the drivers are looking forward to it. The fantastic backdrops of the mountains at this circuit, and the fans are allowed in this year. We visited Grobnik for the first time in 2020, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, they were not allowed. The sun is shining. Let's guide you through the grid. Vladimir Choitsis lines up alongside Tobias Dauenhauer on the front row of the grid, with Martin Dubek and Simon Palat on row number 2, and Justin Kuntz and Advait Deodar on row number 3. Buckle up for the first time this weekend. We're about to go green at Circuit Grobnik here for round 7 of the 2021 championship. Tobias Dauenhauer getting a good start as they head through the small kink at turn 1 and in towards the braking area for the left-hander at turn number 2, with Martin Dubek in second place, and it looks as though it's Vladimir Choitsis that's slotted through into third position. Simon Palat looking to try and work his way past his DF1 Racing teammate Justin Kuntz, and I think he might have made it stick there as well. Yes, he has. The number 66 car of Belgian driver Simon Palat ahead of the German, who's now coming under attack from Alberto Panebianco's black and orange number 89 machine. But Tobias Dauenhauer already starting to stretch his legs a little bit and open up the lead in the early stages of the race. Martin Dubek under pressure in second place from Vladimir Choitsis. There is Simon Palat, followed by Justin Kuntz, not far behind. But look at the lead advantage in the early stages that the championship leader Tobias Dauenhauer has got. He has had already 3 back-to-back wins, 1 in the UK, 2 at Most last time out, and he's looking to try and make it 4 on the trot here. And at the moment, those in second, third, fourth and fifth are not able to close the gap. Tobias Dauenhauer continues to lead, whilst Martin Dubek is still hanging on to second place, and Vladimir Choitsis is there in third. We look at the battle for second place as we go on board the third place car of the Cypriot driver, Vladimir Choitsis. wonderful noise. You can hear how much they're having to get both on and off the throttle and just blend the throttle in through the twisting parts of the circuit. It just goes from corner to corner to corner, really, from turns 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, are all one stretch where the circuit goes right and left and left and right. Wonderful flowing circuit. Not the easiest to overtake on, but it's one that the drivers are thoroughly enjoying the challenge of. And Martin Dubek at the moment cannot shake away Vladimir Izchoitzis, who is close to him, is gaining a little bit as they head down the straight and up towards what will be turn number 15 here. So round through turn 15, short straight up towards turn number 16, and at the moment Martin Dubek is still just doing enough as they head up towards the conclusion of yet another lap, while Simon Palat is still fighting away with his DF1 Racing teammate, the white and green number 66 car, just ahead of Justin Kuntz, the two Chevys. Yellow flags. Pierluigi Veronese, by the look of things, has had a problem at the wheel of the Double V Racing number 27 car, so he, I'm afraid, is out of the race. And there's another good battle going on as well. This is Francesco Caristo, who is coming under pressure from Brands Hatch winner with the Cal Racing number 56 car, that being Advait Dioda. Now they'll be fighting for 7th position. The shadow just ahead of Advait Dioda's number 56 car, the Ford Mustang. And as they thread their way up towards the next of the left-handers, I don't think Dioda is quite close enough. As for Tobias Downhauer, though, it is looking very comfortable indeed. Martin Dubek has done a really good job of keeping Vladimir Izchoitzis at bay. He's never made a mistake as yet over the course of this race, and it looks as though he may well just be able to hold on to that position, potentially. But there's still a few laps to go in the race as they head up towards the braking area yet again for turn number 15, and then on towards 16, 17 and 18, the final couple of corners. Now there's traffic just up the road as well that may possibly come into play. Our race leader Tobias Downhauer just about to thread his way through the first little bit of traffic. I think that might be Nave Talor that they're about to place a lap on, but the gap first to second has certainly come down, actually. Tobias Downhauer, I think, might be struggling a little bit more now with the number 54 than he was earlier on. Perhaps the car just going off the boil a little bit, or in a very physical circuit, Tobias just feeling the effects of it. Maybe the tyres have been overworked in the early stages, don't know, but the gap that he had has certainly been whittled down by Martin Dubek, who is now closer to the race leader than he has got to Vladimir Izchoitzis that sits behind him. So the top three altogether. Downhauer leads, Dubek second, Choitzis third, the German from the Czech driver, from the Cypriot, for the lead of round 7 of the 2021 NASCAR Whelen Euro Series EuroNASCAR 2 division. And Martin Dubek is desperate to try and see whether he can haul himself right onto the coattails of his main championship rival. Both of these drivers, remember, being run by the same team, Hendricks Motorsport. So they thread their way through the right-hand kink and then sweep their way up towards what will be turn number 6 they'll be coming up to at the moment. And then from there, the circuit starts to descend downhill a little bit as you head down in towards 6 and 7, a very short straight after turn number 8, and then you're through the twiddly parts once more. But for the moment, looks as though Tobias Downhauer is just about doing enough. Tobias has not finished off the podium so far this year. 3 wins, 2 seconds and a third place. Martin Dubek has had a couple of wins and a third, and Choitzis has had a second and a couple of thirds. But we are hearing that Tobias Downhauer has got and is taking a drive-through penalty. So into the pit lane comes Tobias Downhauer. That gifts the lead of the race to Martin Dubek, and for the driver who was looking to try and make it 4 back-to-back wins, it's just become a little bit unravelled here for Tobias Downhauer. Now, where is he going to feed his way back out of the pit lane? He may well possibly be just outside of the top 6 by the time he feeds his way back out, but that now is the battle for the lead of the race. Martin Dubek under pressure from Vladimir Izchoitzis, and remember, these are the drivers that are 2nd and 3rd in the championship standings, and Tobias Downhauer, who's the championship leader, feeds his way back out just ahead of Francesco Caristo. So I think that's something like 7th position he's going to be in now. So Dubek will need to stick his elbows out here. He's got cars just up the road that he needs to try and get past. That's Alina Leubnegger's car, which is the Solaris Motorsport car that they're coming up against. Alina, the Austrian driver, I'm sure will try and move out of the way. The difficulty is, on a circuit that keeps going from one corner to the next, it's difficult to try and move offline. It's up to the race leaders to squeeze their way by, but she does the right thing, moves out of harm's way. Through goes Dubek, through goes Choitzis, which means the battle for the lead can continue, and they're now heading to the fast parts of the circuit where Choitzis might pick up a bit of a tow. We jump on board the number 22 car of Justin Kuntz, who is looking to try and mount a challenge on Simon Palat, his teammate, that lies ahead. Oh, there's contact there just ahead of them, and Simon Palat gets sideways. That's going to allow Justin Kuetz to squeeze his way through, and that was Alina Leubneger that unfortunately was in the way. A little bit of contact between the pair of them. Both cars will continue, or will they? No. Damage to Simon Palat's car. He has got a front left puncture and bodywork that's rubbing, so Palat will drop his way down through the order, the man who's 5th in the championship standings. But for the Martin Dubeck, it looks as though he is on course for his 7th career win in the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series, up towards the checkered flag. Martin Dubeck claims his 3rd win of the season, the 7th of his career, and that will do his championship aspirations no harm at all with those problems for Tobias Stauenhauer. And we gather the problems for him were that the team had worked on the car whilst it was on the grid. That was why he was given the drive-through penalty. So Martin Dubeck heads towards victory lane for the 3rd time this year. Let's hear from the race winner.
I don't know what happened there, why he had a penalty, but I think that I should overtake him in 2 laps. So, but when I saw that he's going in, so I thought, okay, I go straight. But the car behind me, it was a really stressful race.
Yeah, Vladimir Sots put a lot of pressure on you. How was the battle between you and him?
Yeah, it was pressure whole race, but I did it. I checked all brake points, so I didn't do any mistakes. So that's good.
So a 3rd win of the season for Martin Dubeck. Vladimir Šojc is back on the podium, and a 1st podium this year for the German, Justin Kuetz. In the Rookie Trophy, for those in their 1st season of NASCAR, Alberto Panebianco claimed the win. And in the Legend Trophy, in his debut, Melvin de Kloot came through to claim the win. The Lady Trophy honours went the way of Alina Leubneger.